Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is sponsored by Skillshare and more on that in a minute, but first I want to explain what I'm doing in this video. So, I have recently started bullet journaling and I will talk more about that as well, but I recently saw a video by Drawing with Waffles, who I absolutely love. Her channel is amazing. And she did a video where she drew on the cover of her bullet journal, and I was like, that is the coolest thing I've ever seen. And I loved it. I loved how it turned out. I thought it was just so awesome. So I bought the same bullet journal and I did the exact same thing. I totally stole her idea. And before I get more into it, I did message her and was like, hey, I bought the same bullet journal you did. Is it cool if I totally steal your idea and draw on it and make a video about it? And she was like, yeah, go for it. So thank you, Waffles, for allowing me to totally steal that. But yeah, so what I'm doing here is I am drawing on the cover of my bullet journal and just customizing it to make it something that I like and something that I'll be excited to work in. Now let's talk a little bit about Skillshare. If you haven't already heard, Skillshare is an online learning community where you can take different classes about different subjects to learn more skills. I personally love Skillshare because they do a lot to help support and promote other creators, and they have created this awesome community where you can basically learn anything from people who are in the industry, from people who live what they are actually teaching. I like to use Skillshare a lot to improve my business and marketing techniques. That is something that I am very not knowledgeable about at all. So I find it very useful to get insight and get information from people who are currently doing what I would like to be doing. I found a couple classes by Jules Tillman in particular that I found extremely helpful. She does a lot of videos about marketing on social media, creating an Etsy store, creating a profitable Etsy store, and all kinds of things that I really want to improve, especially in this new year. Skillshare does have a premium membership, which gives you unlimited access to all of their classes. This is super affordable, and an annual subscription is less than $10 a month. So if that's something you're interested, that's always an option as well. And for the first 500 of my subscribers to use the link in this description, you will get a free 2-month trial, so you can try out the website, see if you like it, see if it jives with you, and then if you want, you can continue to take classes and learn new skills. So whether you want to fuel your curiosity, creativity, or your career like what I hope to do, Skillshare is the perfect place to keep you learning and thriving in the year 2019. Thank you, Skillshare, for sponsoring this video. I really appreciate them and all that they do for the creative community. And I also want to thank them for giving us these free trials for you guys too. Remember, link is in the description if you would like to try out Skillshare for yourself. Now, what am I doing in the video? So, like I mentioned before, I am designing the cover of my bullet journal, and I will say I've been bullet journaling for 2 days now, and I already love it. I am so excited to use my journal and keep track of the things that I want to keep track of. If you guys would like a video dedicated solely on the contents of my bullet journal and how I've planned the month of January, let me know and I'll make a separate video for that. But for this video in particular, I kind of want to talk about my process and how I actually created the art. So I started off by sketching what I wanted on the cover. I did have some preliminary sketches, so I kind of knew the general pose and some of the shapes that I wanted to use. I knew I wanted the fairy to be kind of facing to the side, and I wanted this circle behind her, so I wasn't going in totally blind. And then from there, I went straight in with my Copic markers. Now, what I did is I basically used my Copics for a base layer, and then later on in the video you will see I add a lot more detail with the colored pencils. And when I add the colored pencils, that's kind of when the drawing really comes alive, in my opinion. But for now, what I'm doing is I am layering Copic markers, and I am doing so on a toned background because that is the material that the journal is made out of. It's this really thick, kind of rough material, so it did kind of eat my Copic ink, so I wouldn't want to do this too often. often because it's hard on the Copics. But for something like this, like little and not too time consuming, it was perfect. So because of the texture of the paper, I didn't want to add too many details with the Copics. Plus, it was a little hard to blend. So I tried to keep the blending to a minimum, and I tried to blend only with lighter colors because for me at least, blending lighter colors is always easier. So like for her skin, I only used 3 different colors, and for most everything else, I only used 2. And usually when I do Copic works, like I use upwards to 5 or 6 colors, like per color block, I guess. So the shading was very minimal for me in terms of Copic shading. And I add most of the details with color pencils, especially like around the eyes and all of the hair. All the details is done with the color pencils. I did have lots of fun coloring this. It was definitely something in my comfort zone. I love drawing fairies, and I figured that would be perfect for something like my bullet journal because I want to look at it and feel happy, you know, and like nothing makes me happier than fairies. Plus, I am like genuinely proud of how the art came out. So now whenever I look at my bullet journal, I can be like, oh, I drew that. That's me. I am capable of doing things that I am proud of, and I feel like if I keep that kind of like motivating feeling, that maybe like it'll inspire me to do the things that I want to do. At least that's my idea anyway. But here I am now working on the colored pencil parts. So I add some dark color pencils like around the eyes and where I want to add depth. And what I really like to do is take a color pencil that's lighter than the toned tan color and just highlight. I feel like this is what brings the whole drawing to life, is adding that highlight color. I love doing it. It's definitely really easy for me to get carried away and add highlights like everywhere where they shouldn't be. Also, that was my cat Salem. So it's very easy for me to go overboard with that. So I have to like reel myself in and not add highlights where they don't make sense to. But I especially love adding it to like the tip of the nose and some parts of the cheeks and of course the hair. Oh my gosh, it is just like my favorite part of this drawing, and I think it looks so nice and I'm so proud of how it came out. I love it. I haven't worked with tone tan paper in a while, so this was really, really fun, and I really want to do more toned drawings, especially with the Copic marker and color pencil combo. I think it turned out really, really nice, and I've learned how to use both materials a lot better, and I feel like that really comes across in this piece because I'm really proud of how it came out. And yeah, I'm glad that I'm proud of something that ended up going on my bullet journal. You will also see me using a little blending stump in some areas. This is just because, like I said before, the texture of this cover is really, really rough. So the colored pencils in some places would leave like a really rough textured area. So when that happened, I just used my blending stump to kind of try to smooth it out, and it helped a lot. It fixed the problem totally. I'm also adding a little bit of freckles. I love adding freckles to characters. I do that also like too much, but I think it's just really cute. Plus I'm like a really freckly person, so I think that comes through. And I know it's like totally cliche, but I did add the words "make some magic" on the top of my bullet journal. I usually am not one to add like cheesy sayings to things, but I don't know. I thought it'd be cute and I like it, so yep. That is pretty much all I did in terms of the art. Oh, except I did add some white gel pen too. That also helps a lot in making things pop. I love the look of gel pen on top of toned tan. I just think it looks so nice, especially like outlining the character like I'm doing right here. I love it. I don't know. I'm just feeling like really happy today, guys. I know it's like, it may be coming across like a little overbearing in this video, but I'm just like super jazzed. I am super excited to go into this year. I am so pumped to be working in my bullet journal and like making my goals happen and seeing my dreams come to fruition. I just feel really good about this year and about the work that I'm doing lately. So I hope that you guys don't mind my enthusiasm. But that is definitely all for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know if you want to see like plan with me videos, because I think I'd really like to make some of those. And again, thank you to Skillshare for being an amazing sponsor. Please go check them out and take advantage of those 2 months free. Learn some new skills, go into 2019 learning some new things. I love you guys. Thank you for watching this video. I appreciate each and every one of you so much, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys!